Welcome. Whatever the hour may be, whether the stars are just beginning to appear, or the world outside has already slipped into stillness, this is your quiet invitation to slow down. Before we begin, take a moment to settle in. Adjust your pillow, find a comfortable rhythm to your breath, and let your body gently unwind. If you'd like, feel free to leave a comment below sharing what time you're joining us. Dawn, midnight, or somewhere in between. It's always a comfort to see how others drift through history with us, across time zones and time periods alike. You're listening to your narrator, Historian Couch, here to guide you softly, without hurry, through one of the most sorrowful and complex tales in the ancient world. A story of great cities, fading ideals, and decisions made slowly over years that could never be undone. In this video, we'll journey together through the long, slow unraveling of classical Greece, a civilization known for beauty and brilliance, philosophy and theater. And yet, in time, it tore itself apart. This is a sleepy retelling of the Peloponnesian War, from the earliest shadows of conflict to the final quiet embers. A tale of Athens and Sparta, of pride and fear, of plague and power, all told at a pace meant not to awaken, but to lull. Let's begin. Dawn over Athens and Sparta. Imagine the first light of morning spilling softly over the ancient hills of Greece. The sky, painted in pale pinks and gentle golds, begins its slow transformation as the sun rises quietly above the horizon. In Athens, the city stirs with a gentle breath. White marble temples and homes catch the soft light glowing faintly in the calm air. Narrow streets wind like veins through the city, still cool from the night's rest. Hear the faint footsteps of early risers, a baker opening his shop, the soft clinking of water jars as women carry them from wells. The scent of fresh bread begins to mingle with the delicate aroma of blooming thyme and wildflowers spilling from garden walls. Along the port, small fishing boats rest against wooden piers, their sails furled, waiting for the slow pull of day. The sea itself seems to hold its breath. Far to the south, in the austere land of Laconia, Sparta awakes with a different quiet. Stone barracks stand firm against the softening night, their outlines sharp and unyielding in the growing light. Young men rise early here, stepping into the chill morning air, their sandals crunching softly on gravel paths. The training grounds lie still, but soon will fill with the steady rhythm of disciplined footsteps and measured breaths. Women in Spartan homes begin their days by preparing simple, nourishing meals, grains simmering gently over open flames, the smell subtle but warming. The land itself feels watchful. Olive trees sway lazily in a cool breeze, their silvery leaves whispering secrets to those who listen closely. The hills are quiet, save for the distant bleating of sheep and the gentle rustle of grasses. Imagine yourself standing in these two worlds, the bright, vibrant city of Athens, alive with art and discourse, and the strong, reserved heart of Sparta, shaped by discipline and endurance. Both places hold their own calm, a quiet before the coming storm. As the sun climbs higher, life will begin its steady unfolding. Merchants will open their stalls, philosophers will gather in shaded groves, and soldiers will prepare for the day ahead. But for now, The morning is soft and still. The world breathes deeply, and time flows gently forward. The marketplace's gentle pulse, as the morning sun climbs slowly higher, the heart of Athens begins to beat softly. The agora, the marketplace, waking from its quiet slumber. Imagine yourself stepping lightly through the wide open square. The ground is smooth stone, warmed now by the sun's gentle touch. Around you, stalls made of wood and cloth are carefully arranged, each one a quiet island of colors and textures. Merchants begin to unpack their goods with practiced care. Bundles of dried herbs tied neatly with string, clusters of grapes glowing deep purple, and freshly harvested olives piled in shallow baskets. The air is thick with soft scents, the sharp fragrance of thyme and oregano, the faint sweetness of honey, and the dusty earthiness of grains. Bees hum lazily nearby, drifting from flower to flower. Voices rise in gentle conversation, not loud bargaining, but murmured exchanges, polite questions, and warm greetings between neighbors. The sound is steady and familiar, like the low hum of a well-tuned instrument. A potter arranges his wares, bowls and cups shaped with loving hands, their surfaces painted with soft patterns of waves and leaves. Nearby, a weaver displays fine linens, their threads catching the light like whispered secrets. Listen carefully, and you might catch the soft tapping of a hammer as a metalsmith gently shapes bronze, or the faint scrape of a knife as a fishmonger prepares the day's catch with careful precision. The rhythm here is unhurried, each movement deliberate, every gesture flowing smoothly into the next. This marketplace is not a place of hurried transactions, but of connection, community, and shared life. Children run quietly between stalls, their laughter light and free, weaving through the grown-ups' calm chatter. Old men sit nearby, leaning on carved wooden staffs, their eyes bright as they watch the unfolding day. Imagine the sun warming your skin as you pause by a stall selling fragrant bread, freshly pulled from the oven. The scent is comforting, a reminder of hearth and home. Around you, the city hums with life, steady, measured, and timeless. This gentle pulse of the marketplace carries on through the day, a steady current beneath the unfolding events of history. Olive groves and vineyards, the land's bounty. Step now beyond the city's edge, into the soft embrace of the countryside, where the land stretches gently beneath a sky wide and pale. Imagine yourself walking slowly through rows of ancient olive trees. Their twisted trunks rise from the dry earth, leaves shimmering silver green in the warm light. The air is thick with the scent of sun-baked soil and the faint, herbal perfume of wild thyme that creeps between the roots. Farmers move deliberately among the groves, their hands steady and sure as they prune branches or gather ripening fruit into woven baskets. The rustle of leaves whispers softly, a gentle song carried by the breeze. Nearby, vineyards sprawl across rolling hills, vines heavy with plump clusters of dark grapes. The farmers' feet press softly into the earth, their footsteps muffled by fallen leaves and dried grasses. Their voices are low and rhythmic, sharing quiet stories of seasons past and hopes for the harvest to come. The work is slow, measured, a patient dance with nature's cycles. From planting and pruning to picking and pressing, each task is carried out with careful attention, respect, and a deep connection to the land. Imagine the warmth of the sun on your skin as you watch a small group of workers seated beneath a spreading oak, sharing a simple midday meal. fresh bread, olives, and soft cheese. Their conversation a soothing murmur that blends with the sounds of the countryside. Birds sing softly overhead, and in the distance, the faint call of a shepherd gathers scattered sheep along a dusty path. This land, abundant yet fragile, sustains the rhythm of life for the people of Greece. It offers nourishment, comfort, and a steady reminder of the passage of time. The olives and grapes harvested here will fill tables, oil lamps, and wine cups throughout the cities. Quiet treasures, born of patient hands and gentle earth. As you linger in this serene landscape, feel the timeless cycle of growth and rest, the steady heartbeat of a world moving slowly forward. The seas whisper, fishermen and mariners. Now, imagine yourself walking toward the coast, where the vast Aegean Sea stretches endlessly, its surface shimmering softly beneath the gentle morning light. The salty breeze carries with it a faint, comforting chill, brushing softly against your skin and mingling with the faint scent of seaweed and warm wood. Along the shoreline, slender fishing boats rest lightly on the calm water, their sails furled, bobbing gently with the subtle rhythm of the waves. The wooden planks creak quietly as fishermen prepare their nets with careful, practiced hands. Hear the soft splash of oars dipping into water, the faint rustle of canvas against the mast, and the murmured greetings exchanged between mariners setting out for the day's quiet labor. The sea holds a gentle stillness now, promising both bounty and mystery. It is a place of patience and respect, where every cast of the net is a delicate hope, every pull a measured rhythm between man and nature. Imagine the soft glint of sunlight on scales as fish slip silently beneath the water's surface. The fishermen's faces are calm, their eyes steady as they navigate these familiar waters. Further out, the horizon blurs into a misty blue, and seabirds wheel slowly overhead, their calls distant and melodic. This daily communion with the sea is both livelihood and ritual, a slow dance of skill, timing, and trust. As the morning unfolds, the fishermen's boats glide steadily across the gentle waves, their soft oars carving smooth paths through the water. The sea's whisper lingers long after the boats have vanished into the horizon, a quiet, constant presence in the rhythm of Greek life. Family hearths, meals and traditions, step gently now into the warm, flickering light of a Greek household as the day draws on. Imagine the soft glow of a hearth fire, its flames dancing quietly, casting gentle shadows across rough-hewn stone walls. The air is filled with the comforting aroma of bread baking slowly in a clay oven, mingled with the faint scent of roasting herbs and simmering stew. Families gather around simple wooden tables, their faces relaxed in the calm of shared routine. Conversations rise in soft tones, stories from the day, gentle laughter, the exchange of news both mundane and meaningful. The meal is modest but nourishing, barley bread broken into pieces, olives glistening dark and smooth, cheese fresh from the morning's milking, and a cup of sweet, diluted wine shared among the household. Children sit close, their eyes bright with curiosity, learning through quiet observation as elders speak softly of ancestors, the gods, and the rhythms of the world. In the background, the faint clatter of cooking implements and the soft rustling of woven cloth create a steady, comforting cadence. Meals mark the passage of time, a pause, a moment of connection in the unfolding day. In these family hearths, traditions are quietly kept alive. Prayers are murmured before eating, thanks offered to Hestia, the goddess of the hearth and home, who guards this sacred space of warmth and safety. Imagine the flickering shadows on the faces of those gathered, the gentle rise and fall of voices in story and song, the steady heartbeat of life carried in shared presence. Here, in these small moments of domestic peace, the pulse of the ancient Greek world is most intimately felt. Education and philosophy, learning in stillness. Imagine a quiet courtyard bathed in soft sunlight. Your young boys gather in orderly rows beneath the shade of olive trees. The air is filled with the gentle scratch of styluses tracing letters into wax tablets, the faint rustle of parchment turning, and the whispered cadence of a teacher's voice, steady and patient. Here, education unfolds not as a rush, but as a slow, deliberate process. Each lesson, a gentle step along the path of knowledge. Boys learn to read and write, memorizing the rhythmic patterns of Homeric verses, repeating phrases softly to embed them in their minds. Imagine the faint scent of ink and wood mingling with the warm earth beneath bare feet. Nearby, older youths engage in quiet discussions, seated beneath colonnades where the air is cool and fragrant with blooming jasmine. Philosophers like Socrates walk slowly among them, posing gentle questions rather than issuing commands. His voice is calm and inviting, encouraging thought rather than argument. Ideas are explored with care, like petals unfolding in slow motion, inviting reflection and contemplation. The rhythm here is unhurried, a tranquil exchange of thought and curiosity where minds meet softly amid the gentle rustling of leaves. Education in this world is both a foundation and a refuge, a place where the mind can wander quietly, guided by steady hands. As the day fades, lessons give way to stories, tales of heroes, gods, and distant lands told in measured tones, weaving a tapestry of wonder and wisdom. This serene world of learning offers a calm harbor in the flowing river of time. Religious observances and festivals. As the sun begins its gentle descent, imagine stepping softly into a village square or temple courtyard, where the rhythm of life slows even further, giving way to moments of reverence and quiet celebration. The scent of burning incense curls upward, mingling with the delicate fragrance of freshly picked flowers laid carefully at altars. Small votive offerings rest on stone ledges, simple tokens of gratitude and hope. Soft prayers rise in hushed tones, voices blending with the rustling leaves and the distant murmur of a flowing stream. Here, gods are present not as thunderous forces, but as gentle companions watching over daily life. Imagine the soft flicker of oil lamps illuminating carved stone figures of Athena, Apollo, or Demeter, their faces serene in the gathering dusk. During festivals, the community moves slowly together. Processions wind through narrow streets. Participants, draped in linen tunics dyed in muted colors, their footsteps measured and unhurried. Lyres and flutes play melodies that drift lightly through the air, notes rising and falling like waves, soft and soothing. Children watch with wide eyes, their faces glowing in torchlight, as dancers perform slow, graceful movements, their arms tracing arcs in the twilight. Food is shared in modest feasts, laughter quiet and warm. Elders recount ancient stories, weaving lessons of honor, balance, and the sacred rhythms of the earth. These festivals are pauses in time, moments to connect, to remember, to find peace in shared tradition. As night deepens, the glow of the fire dims, and silence returns, leaving only the steady whisper of wind and the stars' soft watchfulness overhead. Craftsmen and artisans, the rhythm of work. Picture a quiet workshop tucked away from the bustle of the city, where the soft glow of morning filters through narrow windows, illuminating the dust motes dancing gently in the air. Inside, a potter's hands move with calm precision, shaping soft clay on a spinning wheel. The smooth, steady turning creates vessels that will hold wine, oil, or water, each curve crafted with care and reverence for the earth's gifts. Nearby, a weaver's fingers weave delicate threads through a wooden loom. The rhythmic passing of the shuttle creates a soothing pattern, a fabric slowly emerging, like a whispered story told in linen and wool. In another corner, a metalsmith hammers bronze quietly, the soft ringing of tools mingling with the faint scent of heated metal and smoke. His movements are deliberate, each strike measured to shape tools, weapons, or jewelry that will last generations. The air is alive with gentle sounds, the tapping of chisels, the scratch of brushes applying pigment to pottery, the soft thud of leather being stretched and shaped. Each artisan works with steady patience, their craft a slow dialogue between hands and materials, time and tradition. Outside, the city moves at its own pace, but within these workshops, a deeper rhythm pulses, the enduring beat of creation and care. Imagine the satisfaction in seeing a vessel completed, smooth and balanced, or a tapestry finished with patterns that tell silent stories. This quiet labor sustains the pulse of daily life, connecting past and future through the simple beauty of skilled hands. Women's lives, guardians of the household. Step quietly into the soft, shaded courtyards, where women move with quiet grace, their hands busy with the steady tasks that hold family and home together. The air is warm and faintly scented with herbs drying overhead, lavender, rosemary, and sage. Their fragrance, a gentle companion to the day's work. Imagine women gathering at large ceramic basins, washing clothes by hand, the water swirling slowly with the movement of fabric. Their voices rise in soft song or whispered conversation, a thread of warmth woven through the steady rhythm of labor. In kitchens, meals are prepared with care. Pottery bowls are filled with legumes, grains, and fresh vegetables, the aroma mild but inviting. Fire crackles gently as women stir pots over low. Others spin wool or weave cloth, their fingers moving in practiced loops and knots, creating fabric to clothe the family. These women carry stories of resilience, love, and quiet strength, passed down through generations. Their roles are both visible and unseen, the silent foundation upon which daily life rests. Imagine the soft laughter of children playing nearby, the gentle guidance of mothers' voices, mingling with the rustling leaves. Though their days are filled with endless tasks, these guardians of the household find moments of peace, a shared smile, a brief rest in the shade, the comforting presence of family. Here, in these calm spaces, the pulse of home beats steadily, a quiet refuge amid the larger world, shadows of change, growing tensions in the air. As the sun set slowly behind the hills, casting long, soft shadows across the land, imagine the world holding its breath in quiet anticipation. The familiar rhythms of daily life, the steady footsteps in city streets, the rustle of leaves in olive groves, the gentle lapping of waves on the shore, continue without hurry, yet beneath them lies a subtle undercurrent. Whispers drift through marketplaces and homes, talk of distant conflicts, of alliances shifting like sand, and rival cities watching each other with wary eyes. In Athens, ships are repaired with unusual care, their sails mended and ropes coiled neatly, ready though no one speaks openly of why. In Sparta, the clang of training weapons rings a little more often, soldiers moving with a sharper edge to their drills. Imagine a quiet evening walk along the city walls, where a father and son pause to gaze out across the darkening sea. Their voices are low, speaking of hopes for peace, but the tension beneath their words is palpable. The land itself seems to hold a secret, a tension hanging like a delicate thread stretched taut, ready to break. Yet the daily rhythm endures. Children still play beneath warm skies, families gather around hearths, and the scent of bread baking drifts through the air. The world remains in balance, fragile yet persistent. As night falls, stars begin to twinkle softly above, silent witnesses to the unfolding story. Imagine yourself standing in that stillness, feeling the cool breeze, hearing the distant murmur of the sea, and sensing the quiet before a change unlike any before. In this calm, the Greek world awaits what is to come. The legacy of the Persian Wars. Imagine the vast lands of Greece still humming softly with the echoes of distant battles, years after the great conflict with the Persian Empire. The memories of those wars lingered gently in the minds of the people. Tales told in quiet tones around hearth fires, stories passed from elders to the young, weaving a tapestry of shared pride and cautious vigilance. The Persian wars were not recent, but their shadow stretches long and steady across the landscape. Imagine the marble temples standing tall, their stones still warm with the light of victory, while the people carry the weight of what was won and what was narrowly escaped. Athens, in particular, grew in power and confidence after the wars. Its navy, once small and humble, had transformed into a formidable fleet, a shimmering armada resting softly in the harbors. The city's walls, once threatened, now rose strong and unyielding. But with victory came new worries. The unity forged in the heat of battle began to unravel like a delicate thread, as city-states eyed one another with a mix of respect and suspicion. In the quiet corridors of power, leaders contemplated alliances and rivalries with measured words and cautious eyes. The experience of war had taught them both the value of strength and the peril of complacency. Imagine a gentle breeze sweeping through the olive groves, carrying whispers of distant lands and the restless stirrings of ambition. The scars left by the Persian invasions were not only physical, but also emotional, a reminder of the fragility of peace and the constant vigilance required to protect it. Yet life continued with its steady rhythms. Farmers tending their fields, fishermen casting nets into calm waters, and families gathering once more beneath familiar roofs. The legacy of the Persian Wars was a quiet, persistent force, shaping the delicate balance of power and the unfolding story of a world on the cusp of change. Athens' rise and the Delian League. Imagine the sprawling city of Athens, bathed in the soft light of early morning, its marble temples and sunlit rooftops shimmering gently as the city awakens. The sea breeze carries the faint scent of salt and pine, mingling with the warm aroma of freshly baked bread from nearby bakeries. In the years following the Persian Wars, Athens found itself at the heart of a new and delicate arrangement, the Delian League. This alliance, formed with other Greek city-states, promised mutual protection and shared prosperity, a quiet bulwark against lingering threats. Picture the assembly gatherings, where leaders and representatives meet in calm discourse, voices measured and thoughtful as they negotiate contributions and responsibilities. Ships, once symbols of defense, now glide steadily across the waters, their white sails catching the wind in graceful arcs. The League's treasury, originally held on the island of Delos, holds the collective wealth contributed by its members. As Athens' influence grows, so too does the city's confidence, reflected in the construction of grand projects, temples, theaters, and public spaces designed to inspire awe and foster unity. Yet beneath this calm expansion lies a subtle tension. Some allies grow uneasy, feeling their voices softened, their contributions taken for granted. Imagine the quiet conversations in shadowed corners of the agora, where citizens and visitors alike debate the shifting balance of power with soft concern. Athens moves with deliberate ambition, a city both proud of its leadership and aware of the fragile trust upon which it stands. The rhythm of daily life flows steadily. Artisans crafting their wares, philosophers sharing thoughts in shaded groves, children playing along sun-dappled streets. Amidst this steady pulse, Athens carries the weight of expectation and the quiet promise of change. Sparta and the Peloponnesian League. Picture now the austere and disciplined city-state of Sparta, nestled in the rugged landscapes of Laconia, where the air is cooler and the hills rise in quiet strength. The morning light spills softly over stone walls and barracks, casting long, gentle shadows across training grounds where young men begin their steady drills. Sparta is known for its unwavering dedication to order and discipline, its citizens living by a rhythm carved from generations of tradition. Imagine the sturdy buildings, their simple yet solid forms blending with the rocky earth, while the scent of pine and fresh dew fills the cool morning air. Beyond Sparta itself stretches the Peloponnesian League, an alliance of city-states bound by mutual defense and shared values. Unlike Athens' more fluid arrangement, this league moves with a slow, deliberate unity. Leaders gather in quiet councils, their discussions measured and solemn, emphasizing strength, loyalty, and cautious diplomacy. The Spartan emphasis on military readiness is evident. Soldiers march in unison, their footsteps falling like a steady drumbeat on the packed earth, their movements precise and practiced. Yet amidst this disciplined life, the citizens also find moments of calm. Women tending to household duties, elders sharing stories beneath olive trees, and children learning the traditions that bind them. The Peloponnesian League's strength lies in this steadfastness, a slow but unwavering commitment to preserving their way of life. Imagine the cool shade of a grove where Spartan elders meet, their voices low, speaking of honor, duty, and the delicate balance of power that now holds the Greek world. In this quiet, steady place, the seeds of rivalry and resilience continue to take root. Pericles, the visionary leader. Imagine a serene morning in Athens, where the gentle sunlight filters through the columns of marble, casting soft patterns on the stone floors of the assembly halls. In this quiet setting, Pericles, a calm and thoughtful statesman, begins his day. His presence is steady, his voice measured, carrying the weight of responsibility with quiet confidence. Pericles is known not for loud speeches or grand gestures, but for a steady vision, one that seeks to strengthen Athens through culture, democracy, and careful planning. Imagine him walking slowly through the bustling agora, exchanging few but meaningful words with citizens and advisors, listening attentively to their concerns and hopes. Under his guidance, Athens embarks on grand building projects, temples rising gracefully to honor the gods, theaters constructed to welcome stories and song, public spaces designed to inspire both unity and reflection. Pericles believes in the power of ideas and civic participation, encouraging citizens to engage thoughtfully in governance and the arts. Yet, he is aware of the fragile balance his city must maintain. The tensions simmering beneath prosperity, the watchful eyes of rivals across the land. Picture Pericles in quiet moments, seated beneath an olive tree, contemplating the future with a steady heart. His leadership is a gentle current, guiding Athens with patience and resolve through uncertain waters. As the city hums softly with daily life, children learning, craftsmen working, philosophers debating, Pericles' influence weaves quietly through the fabric of the polis. His vision will shape the years to come, setting the stage for challenges that require both strength and wisdom. The fragile peace, the 30 years truce. Imagine the soft light of an afternoon settling over the hills and seas of Greece, where the cities of Athens and Sparta, long rivals, agree upon a delicate pause, the 30 years truce. This truce is not a time of celebration, but a fragile silence between two great powers, each aware of the tension beneath the still surface. In quiet halls and shaded groves, envoys and leaders meet, their words careful and deliberate, balancing the desire for peace with the shadow of suspicion. Imagine the slow turning of scrolls and the muted rustle of robes as agreements are made, promises etched in ink and hope. The truce allows for a breath between storms. Trade routes reopen gently, ships sail with measured purpose, and the rhythms of daily life regain their steadiness. Yet beneath this calm, each city watches the other with watchful eyes. Borders are guarded, armies remain alert, and whispered rumors circulate like soft winds through market squares. Citizens live their days caught between relief and apprehension, tending their homes, walking familiar streets, while feeling the quiet weight of uncertainty. Imagine a slow walk along the city walls at dusk, the fading light casting long shadows over ramparts where soldiers stand silently, their faces calm but attentive. The truce holds for now, a slender thread stretched between peace and conflict. It offers a moment to reflect, to rebuild, and to prepare. This fragile balance, maintained with care, shapes the unfolding story, a quiet prelude to the challenges yet to come. Corinth and other city-states, the hidden players. Imagine stepping softly beyond the towering cities of Athens and Sparta into the quieter but no less vital realms of smaller city-states scattered across the Greek landscape. Corinth, nestled on the narrow isthmus connecting mainland Greece to the Peloponnese, is one such place. Its busy ports and bustling markets hum with the steady rhythm of trade and craft. Imagine walking through Corinth's stone-paved streets, where merchants speak in low tones, ships unload goods, and artisans carefully shape their wares. Here, alliances and rivalries weave a complex and delicate tapestry. While overshadowed by Athens and Sparta, these city-states play quiet but crucial roles in the unfolding story. The people of Corinth move with measured purpose, their voices blending in a soft murmur of diplomacy, commerce, and everyday life. Nearby, other city-states, Thebes, Delos, and others, each hold their own traditions and concerns, their leaders navigating a shifting landscape of power with subtlety. Imagine the gentle lapping of waves at a harbor, the scent of salt and fresh fish mingling with the warm earth as citizens go about their routines. Behind closed doors, decisions are made with care, alliances forged or frayed with quiet intent. The hidden players influence the course of events, not through loud declarations, but through steady, deliberate action. Their stories intertwine with those of greater powers, adding depth and texture to the fabric of Greek life. This calm, intricate dance of relationships shapes the larger conflict in ways often unseen but deeply a Megarian decree and growing hostilities. Imagine the city of Megara, small yet proud, its whitewashed walls gleaming softly beneath the warm Greek sun. Megara, once a bustling trading hub, now finds itself at the center of a growing tension with Athens. The cause is the Megarian decree, a quiet but firm economic sanction imposed by Athens, barring Megarian merchants from accessing key ports and markets. Picture merchants in Megara's harbor, their voices low and concerned as they discuss the decree's effects. Ships sit idle, their sails furled, cargoes delayed. The decree is not a violent act, but a slow tightening of a noose, restricting trade and deepening resentment. Across the sea, Athens moves with calm determination, seeing the measure as a necessary step to protect its own interests and alliances. This economic pressure ripples outward, stirring whispers and unease among other city-states. Across the sea, Athens moves with calm determination, seeing the measure as a necessary step to protect its own interests and alliances. This economic pressure ripples outward, stirring whispers and unease among other city-states. The role of diplomacy and spies. Imagine the quiet chambers of marble and wood, where envoys and ambassadors meet, their footsteps muffled on polished floors as they engage in the slow art of diplomacy. Words are chosen with care, measured phrases exchanged in soft tones, intended to build bridges or quietly widen divides without disturbance. In this delicate dance, spies and informants play a subtle yet vital role. Their movements are like whispers carried on the wind, unseen but always present. Picture shadowed alleyways and discreet meetings under the cover of night, where secrets pass between trusted hands, messages folded within letters, or passed softly between lips. The intelligence gathered informs leaders' decisions, shaping strategies in ways invisible to the wider world. Yet this world of diplomacy and espionage is not one of haste or drama, but of patience and quiet calculation. Imagine a dimly lit room, the scent of burning oil lamps mingling with faint traces of parchment and ink. As advisors pore over reports and max with calm focus, their work threads through the fabric of Greek politics, influencing outcomes without fanfare or spectacle. In markets and forums, daily life continues, unaware of the subtle maneuvers shaping the future. This realm of silent negotiation and unseen eyes holds the balance between war and peace. The spark, the incident at Potidaea. Imagine the quiet coastal city of Potidaea, nestled gently along the narrow strip of land where sea meets earth. The morning mist rises slowly over the calm waters, softening the outlines of ships anchored nearby and the stone walls that guard the city. Potidaea holds a special place, both a loyal member of the Delian League and a colony with ties to Corinth and Sparta. This duality creates a subtle tension, like a faint ripple beneath the surface of still waters. Imagine the soft footsteps of soldiers patrolling the walls, their armor clinking gently, but voices low, mindful of the fragile peace. One day, a dispute arises, small, seemingly insignificant, but enough to unsettle the delicate balance. Perhaps a disagreement over trade or the movement of troops, details blurred in the quiet haze of history, yet the impact resonates deeply. This incident unfolds slowly, like the spreading of a gentle wave, touching neighboring cities and stirring concern. Leaders in Athens and Sparta respond with measured words, yet the undercurrent of distrust thickens. The incident becomes a symbol, a reminder of fragile alliances and the precariousness of peace. Life in Potidaea continues with its daily rhythm. Fishermen casting nets, children playing along shorelines, families preparing meals by hearths. Yet beneath these gentle scenes, the shadow of conflict grows, like a soft cloud drifting slowly across a bright sky. This moment, subtle but significant, will come to mark the beginning of a wider unfolding. War declared, the opening moves of the Peloponnesian War. Imagine the city-states of Greece as a calm sea, still and reflective, just before a slow and steady tide begins to rise. The fragile peace has quietly unraveled, the delicate threads holding alliances and treaties gently loosening. In quiet council chambers and open forums, leaders meet in measured tones, voices filled with caution but tinged with resolve. Athens and Sparta, long rivals, finally acknowledge that war is no longer a distant threat, but an inevitable reality. Picture the steady preparations, ships readied in harbors, soldiers mustering in training grounds, the rhythmic clatter of armor and the soft murmur of orders. The opening moves are deliberate, rather than hurried. Strategic positioning, small skirmishes, a careful testing of strength. Imagine the slow gathering of fleets along the Athenian coast, their sails swelling gently with the wind, ready to embark on a journey shaped by ambition and necessity. Spartan hoplites march with measured steps toward borders. Their disciplined formations, a quiet testament to their resolve. Yet even as conflict begins, daily life continues with its soft cadence. Farmers tending their fields, children playing beneath the olive trees, the sun rising and setting with steady certainty. The Peloponnesian War has begun, a slow-burning contest that will ripple through the Greek world for years to come. Imagine yourself standing quietly at the edge of this unfolding story, feeling the cool breeze, hearing the distant calls of seabirds, and sensing the calm before the waves fully rise. Unearthing the past, archaeological discoveries. Imagine standing softly on the sun-warmed soil of ancient battlefields and forgotten cities, where layers of earth hold silent stories waiting to be uncovered. Archaeologists, with slow, careful movements, brush away centuries of dust and debris, their hands steady, revealing fragments of a time long past. Pottery shards, worn and muted in color, speak quietly of daily life, of meals shared and vessels carried gently from hand to hand. Stone foundations emerge, outlines of walls and buildings, once bustling with activity, now resting in peaceful silence beneath the sky. Imagine the faint echoes of footsteps on cobbled streets, the distant murmur of voices softened by time, and the gentle rustling of leaves over these ancient grounds. Recent discoveries include remains of fortifications that hint at the strategic minds shaping the war's movements. Walls built with deliberate care to protect city-states and their people. Shipwrecks, resting quietly on the seabed, offer glimpses into naval battles, the construction of triremes. Their slender hulls, designed for swift, measured movement across calm and stormy seas alike. These findings, delicate and precise, piece together a mosaic of life and conflict, a silent testimony to a world both turbulent and enduring. Imagine the patient work of experts in softly lit labs, cleaning and cataloging these treasures, each piece a gentle thread in the fabric of history. Through this slow unveiling, the ancient Greek world speaks to us, not in loud proclamations, but in a soothing, steady whisper, inviting us to listen closely. The role of religion and omens. Imagine the soft glow of dawn illuminating the marble temples and open-air altars scattered throughout the Greek city-states. The scent of burning incense rises gently into the morning air, mingling with the subtle fragrance of wildflowers and fresh earth. Religion weaves quietly through the daily lives of the people, a constant presence offering comfort, guidance, and a sense of order amid uncertainty. Priests and priestesses move with measured steps, their voices low as they chant prayers and interpret sacred signs. Omens, subtle occurrences seen in the flight of birds, the rustling of leaves, or the patterns in sacrificed animals, carry weighty meaning. Leaders and citizens alike pause to consider these signs, allowing them to shape decisions both large and small. Imagine a council meeting where the atmosphere is hushed, as an oracle's prophecy or a favorable omen is carefully weighed alongside practical concerns. Such spiritual guidance offers reassurance, a gentle tether to the divine amid the shifting tides of war. The gods are seen as silent companions, their favor sought in quiet rituals, offerings of fruit, wine, or crafted tokens left at shrines. Yet religion is also a source of reflection, reminding all of the fragile balance between human ambition and fate's design. Imagine villagers gathering at festivals, their soft songs and dances an expression of hope and communal strength. Through these practices, faith sustains the spirit, providing a steady current beneath the surface of conflict and change. Daily life amidst conflict. Imagine waking in a modest home within the bustling city walls, the early morning light filtering softly through woven curtains. Outside, the distant sound of footsteps and quiet chatter blends with the gentle rustling of olive branches in a mild breeze. Though the shadow of war looms, daily life unfolds with steady rhythm. Families prepare simple meals, children learn their lessons, and artisans tend their crafts. In narrow streets, merchants arrange their goods with care, the scent of fresh bread mingling with the earthy aroma of herbs and pottery. Homes are kept tidy, fires lit for warmth and cooking, and neighbors exchange quiet greetings. Yet the war's presence is felt subtly. Messages carried by runners, the occasional distant clang of armor, and the guarded eyes of watchful sentinels. Imagine a mother weaving cloth while her child plays nearby, the soft sound of the loom a gentle counterpoint to the murmurs beyond the city gates. Neighbors share stories over evening fires, reflecting on times both calm and challenging, their voices low and steady. The war shapes routines but does not overwhelm them. Resilience is found in small comforts, a shared meal, a familiar song, the steady turn of the seasons. Life moves forward, steady and unhurried, even as the world outside shifts. The influence of tragedy and drama. Imagine the soft glow of torchlight illuminating the open-air theaters nestled within Greek cities. Rows of stone seats curve gently around the stage, their surfaces smooth from years of quiet spectatorship. As evening falls, the air cools slightly, carrying faint scents of wild herbs and warm stone. In these spaces, drama unfolds, not in haste or turmoil, but as a thoughtful reflection of human experience. Playwrights weave stories that speak softly of fate, choice, and consequence, inviting audiences to ponder life's delicate balance. Imagine citizens seated side by side, their faces calm and attentive, absorbing tales of gods and mortals, of honor and loss. These performances provide not just entertainment, but a gentle space for reflection, a communal breath amid the challenges of the day. The themes explored, justice, loyalty, and the fragile nature of power, mirror the uncertainties whispered in quiet corners of the city. Actors move with measured grace, their voices steady and clear, carrying words that resonate deeply yet soothingly. Through tragedy and drama, the Greek people find a way to confront change and conflict, not with alarm, but with thoughtful contemplation. Imagine the soft applause that follows a scene, a tender acknowledgement of shared understanding and quiet empathy. In this way, culture serves as a gentle companion, helping to steady the heart amidst the currents of history. Naval warfare and shipbuilding techniques. Imagine the gentle creak of wood as skilled hands work patiently in sunlit shipyards along the Athenian coast. Long, slender ships, known as triremes, take shape, their sleek hulls carefully crafted to glide smoothly across the calm waters. Carpenters carve and fit timbers with steady precision, their tools moving in rhythmic harmony as they shape beams and planks. The salty breeze carries the scent of pine resin and fresh-cut wood, mingling with the soft lap of waves against the docks. These vessels are marvels of design, light yet sturdy, built for speed and agility rather than brute force. Rows of oars line the sides, poised to move in unison under the guidance of experienced rowers. Imagine the quiet discipline of crews training along the shore, their synchronized strokes creating a gentle rhythm that echoes across the water. Navigators chart courses with steady hands, reading the sun and stars to guide their journeys. Though built for warfare, these ships embody a balance, a blend of artistry, engineering, and quiet determination. The craftsmanship reflects the spirit of Athens itself, measured, skillful, and resilient. As the sun sets, the ships rest gently in the harbor, their silhouettes softened against the evening sky. These vessels, silent and still for now, will soon play their part in the unfolding story, moving steadily through the tides of history. Spartan training and military culture. Imagine the soft light of dawn spilling over the rugged hills surrounding Sparta, where the air carries a crisp, clean scent of pine and earth. Young Spartans rise early, beginning their training with quiet discipline and steady determination. Their movements are deliberate, practiced through years of routine that blend physical strength with mental endurance. The rhythm of their daily drills echoes softly across the open fields. The steady footfalls of soldiers marching, the measured clang of wooden weapons, and the gentle encouragement of instructors. Spartan boys live within a community where the collective shapes the individual, where lessons in loyalty, courage, and restraint are imparted with calm consistency. Imagine them learning not only the art of battle, but also the values of duty and honor, virtues quietly woven into the fabric of their lives. The training is rigorous yet steady, designed to build resilience and focus without haste or recklessness. Meanwhile, Spartan society moves with a slow, assured pace. Families tend to their homes and lands, elders share wisdom in shaded groves, and festivals mark the passage of time with soft celebration. The military culture, though dominant, exists alongside a community bound by tradition and mutual respect. Imagine the cool shade beneath ancient olive trees where young warriors rest between exercises, their breaths even and calm. This balance between strength and tranquility defines Sparta's way of life, a quiet commitment to discipline that shapes both body and spirit. The plague of Athens, mystery and impact. Imagine the city of Athens under a soft, hazy sky, its streets quieter than usual, the usual bustle subdued by an unseen shadow. The plague arrives slowly, like a creeping fog, touching lives with a gentle but relentless presence. Families stay close within their homes, the scent of herbs and incense lingering in rooms where care is given with quiet attentiveness. Physicians move calmly through the city, their hands steady as they tend to the ill with remedies drawn from ancient knowledge. Though the cause of the illness remains a mystery, its effects ripple softly through the population. The rhythm of daily life is disrupted. Markets close earlier, gatherings become smaller, and the city's usual vibrancy takes on a more somber tone. Imagine the whispered prayers at altars, the flickering of candlelight against stone walls, and the gentle singing of hymns meant to soothe weary spirits. Leaders face difficult decisions with measured resolve, balancing the needs of the many with the care of the vulnerable. Amidst loss and uncertainty, the community finds quiet strength, neighbors supporting neighbors, traditions offering comfort, and hope woven gently into each day. The plague leaves its mark, not only in lives altered, but in the collective memory of a city enduring through trials. Imagine standing quietly on the Athenian hills, feeling the soft breeze, sensing both fragility and resilience interwoven beneath the calm surface. This chapter of the Peloponnesian War reminds us of the delicate balance between human struggle and enduring spirit, diplomatic gifts and cultural exchanges. Imagine soft morning light filtering through columns of marble temples and quiet palaces, where envoys exchange gifts in calm ceremonies. These exchanges, gentle and deliberate, carry meaning beyond their material value. Tokens of goodwill, symbols of alliance, or subtle reminders of power. Picture finely crafted pottery, delicate textiles dyed in rich colors, and intricately carved ivory objects presented with quiet reverence. In the background, the faint hum of soft conversation mingles with the scent of fresh flowers and the subtle fragrance of scented oils. Such gifts travel slowly, carried across land and sea, weaving a network of connection between city-states. They speak of respect, diplomacy, and the desire to maintain harmony amid shifting alliances. At festivals and markets, art and craft flourish, reflecting influences from both near and distant places. Imagine artisans working steadily, their hands shaping clay or carving stone with patient care. Trade brings not only goods, but also ideas, philosophies, styles, and customs, gently blending and inspiring new forms. Even in times of conflict, culture acts as a bridge, a quiet reminder of shared humanity and enduring bonds. Through these soft exchanges, the Greek world remains connected, its rich tapestry enriched by the gentle flow of creativity and cooperation. The role of women in wartime. Imagine the quiet homes and shaded courtyards of ancient Greece, where women move with purposeful calm amid the rhythms of daily life. Though the sounds of distant conflict ripple through the cities, women carry on with steady resolve, tending to households, managing resources, and supporting their families with quiet strength. Picture soft light filtering through woven curtains as mothers prepare meals, their movements slow and deliberate, imbued with care. Women take on roles both seen and unseen, maintaining the hearth, weaving textiles, and preserving traditions passed down through generations. In some cases, they serve as messengers or caretakers, their presence a vital thread in the fabric of community resilience. Imagine the gentle murmur of prayers at domestic shrines, where women seek comfort and protection for their loved ones and themselves. While men gather in councils or march to battle, women's contributions sustain the heart of the city. Their strength is subtle but steady, a quiet force holding families and societies together through uncertainty. Through their resilience and grace, women help preserve the continuity of life, even as the world around them shifts. Imagine the soft glow of evening. As families gather, stories are shared, and the warmth of companionship offers solace amid the challenges of war. The aftermath, shifts in art and philosophy. Imagine the soft light of a new dawn, filtering through the olive groves and quiet streets of Greek cities as the echoes of war begin to fade into memory. In the aftermath, art and philosophy emerge as gentle currents of reflection and renewal. Artists, with steady hands and thoughtful eyes, create works that explore themes of loss, resilience, and the fleeting nature of power. Imagine sculptures and pottery bearing delicate motifs, quiet symbols of hope, change, and the human spirit's endurance. Philosophers gather in shaded gardens and open forums, their voices calm and measured as they contemplate the nature of justice, fate, and the good life. Their discussions flow like a gentle stream, inviting others to join in thoughtful examination rather than impassioned debate. The war's impact ripples through culture subtly, a shift towards introspection and a deeper appreciation for balance and harmony. Imagine soft conversations among citizens, where ideas take root in everyday life, influencing attitudes toward leadership, community, and ethics. The process is deliberate, a steady exchange of ideas woven with respect and careful consideration. Imagine yourself walking through the bustling marketplace afterward, where common citizens engage in trade and conversation, their steps unhurried yet purposeful. Daily life is shaped by this civic engagement, from farmers bringing produce to town to artisans showcasing their crafts, each contributing to the city's pulse. Even as political decisions are debated, families tend to homes and gardens, children learn from elders, and the slow cadence of life continues. In this balance, democracy reveals itself as a gentle rhythm, a shared responsibility carried with steady commitment. The city breathes softly, a living organism sustained by the quiet involvement of its people. Spartan society and the role of the helots. Imagine the rugged landscapes surrounding Sparta, hills bathed in soft morning light, the scent of wild herbs mingling with the earth, education and philosophy among the youth. Imagine a serene morning in Athens, where soft sunlight filters through the olive trees surrounding quiet homes. Children and young adults begin their day with gentle lessons in philosophy, music, and rhetoric, guided by patient tutors and elders. In shaded courtyards, the low murmur of voices carries softly as students engage in thoughtful conversation, exploring ideas of virtue, justice, and the nature of the world. Imagine scrolls unrolled carefully across wooden tables, inked words flowing in steady lines, inviting minds to wander through questions, both simple and profound. Physical education is balanced with intellectual pursuits, as youth learn the measured art of wrestling, running, and discipline, alongside poetry and logic. The rhythm of learning is steady and unhurried, allowing curiosity to bloom in a calm environment. Imagine gatherings where young thinkers share their reflections beneath the open sky, their voices blending with the gentle rustle of leaves. Philosophers such as Socrates, though still a young man, walk quietly among these students, planting seeds of inquiry with subtle questions. Education becomes not just preparation for public life, but a lifelong journey, a steady unfolding of understanding and self-awareness. Through this nurturing environment, Athens cultivates minds that will one day shape the city's future with wisdom and grace. Religious festivals and community gatherings. Imagine the soft glow of morning light as it spreads over ancient temples and open-air altars, where the city begins to stir in preparation for a festival. The air is filled with subtle fragrances of blooming flowers, freshly gathered herbs, and the warm scent of burning incense. Citizens move slowly through cobbled streets, their footsteps echoing softly as they gather to honor the gods with quiet reverence. Music drifts gently from lyres and flutes, weaving through the gentle murmur of voices and the soft rustling of garments. Communities come together, their shared rituals providing a soothing continuity amid the uncertainties of war. Offerings of fruit, honey, and wine are presented with calm dignity, prayers whispered with hope and humility. Imagine families seated beneath olive trees, sharing simple meals and stories, their voices low and steady in the peaceful afternoon. Children run lightly through open spaces, their laughter a tender counterpoint to the solemn ceremonies. These festivals blend solemnity with celebration, a balance of reflection and joy that nurtures the spirit. Through these gentle gatherings, the city sustains its sense of unity, resilience, and faith. Citizens move slowly through cobbled streets, their footsteps echoing softly as they gather to honor the gods with quiet reverence. Music drifts gently from lyres and flutes, weaving through the gentle murmur of voices and the soft rustling of garments. Communities come together, their shared rituals providing a soothing continuity amid the uncertainties of war. Offerings of fruit, honey, and wine are presented with calm dignity, prayers whispered with hope and humility. Imagine families seated beneath olive trees, sharing simple meals and stories, their voices low and steady in the peaceful afternoon. Children run lightly through open spaces, their laughter a tender counterpoint to the solemn ceremonies. These festivals blend solemnity with celebration, a balance of reflection and joy that nurtures the spirit. Through these gentle gatherings, the city sustains its sense of unity, resilience, and faith. As the sun dips low, soft lanterns are lit, casting warm, flickering light that invites quiet contemplation. The steady rhythm of tradition offers comfort, a gentle reminder of the enduring ties that bind community and history. Trade and markets, the pulse of daily commerce. Imagine the early morning light filtering softly over the bustling agora, where merchants set up their stalls with quiet care. The air is rich with gentle scents, fresh fruit, warm bread, fragrant herbs, and the subtle spice of distant lands. Citizens move slowly among the stalls, exchanging goods and greetings in measured tones, their footsteps blending with the soft murmur of conversation. Baskets woven for reeds hold olives, figs, and grains, while artisans display finely crafted pottery and delicate textiles. The rhythm of commerce is steady, a calm flow of supply and demand weaving through the city's heart. Imagine traders from across the Mediterranean, their voices blending softly with locals, bringing exotic goods like spices, metals, and dyes. The market is not merely a place of trade, but a social space where news is shared, friendships nurtured, and the city's pulse is felt. Women select fabrics with gentle deliberation. Children weave between stalls, and elders pause to observe with quiet satisfaction. The exchange of goods reflects a larger exchange of culture and ideas, sustaining the community in both material and spiritual ways. As the day progresses, the market gradually quiets. Stalls are packed away, and the agora returns to its tranquil state. Through this gentle commerce, Athens nurtures a sense of continuity and connection, its lifeblood flowing steadily, even amidst the uncertainties beyond its walls. Artisans and craftsmen, the hands behind the city. Imagine the soft morning light streaming into workshops tucked away along narrow streets, where artisans begin their day with steady hands and focused attention. The scent of wood shavings, wet clay, and warmed metal fills the air, mingling gently with the faint aroma of herbs hung to dry. Carpenters carve beams with quiet precision, shaping the sturdy frames of homes and ships alike. Potters turn wheels slowly, their fingers coaxing delicate forms from smooth clay, each movement a careful dance of patience and skill. Metalworkers shape tools and ornaments, their steady hammering a rhythmic, calming sound that echoes softly through the day. Imagine the gentle tap of chisels on stone as sculptors breathe life into marble statues, their eyes attentive to every detail. These craftsmen work not in haste, but with measured care, their creations blending function and beauty in balanced harmony. Imagine the quiet pride in their work, a legacy passed through generations, each piece a testament to enduring skill and dedication. Through these steady efforts, the city grows and thrives, shaped by hands guided by tradition and quiet artistry. The artisan's work, though often unseen, forms a gentle pulse beneath the city's vibrant surface, a calm heartbeat of creation and continuity. Women's lives in elite circles. Imagine softly lit rooms within grand homes, where women of Athens move with quiet grace, their presence a gentle thread in the city's fabric. Their days unfold in measured rhythms, overseeing household affairs, guiding the education of children, and tending to gardens blooming with herbs and flowers. The scent of lavender and olive oil lingers softly in these spaces, blending with the faint aroma of freshly woven cloth. Imagine conversations held in hushed tones, where women exchange wisdom, stories, and advice, nurturing bonds of friendship and family. Though often away from public political life, their influence weaves subtly through social and cultural spheres, shaping the values and customs of their households. Women attend religious ceremonies and festivals with quiet devotion, participating in rituals that connect them to the divine and their community. Imagine evenings where music and poetry flow gently, as women gather to share these arts in the warm glow of lamps. Their roles, though less visible, carry deep significance, sustaining the home and nurturing the next generation with steady care. Through these soft acts of stewardship, elite women contribute quietly to the city's enduring spirit. Their lives are marked not by haste, but by calm dedication, a steady presence anchoring family and society alike. Slavery in ancient Greece, quiet realities. Imagine the shaded courtyards and modest homes where many enslaved individuals live and work, their presence woven quietly into the fabric of Greek society. Slaves perform a variety of tasks, tending gardens, preparing meals, crafting goods, and assisting in households large and small. Their labor supports daily life, often moving silently through the background, steady and indispensable. Though their circumstances are constrained, moments of human connection and resilience quietly persist. Imagine the gentle hum of whispered conversations among slaves sharing stories, hopes, and memories in brief intervals of rest. Within this restrained existence, many cultivate small acts of kindness and subtle resistance, gestures that affirm their dignity in soft but meaningful ways. The city depends on this labor, balancing the complex relationships between master and servant with calm routine. Life for slaves is marked by quiet endurance, shaped by the rhythms of work, service, and occasional moments of respite. Imagine the slow turning of seasons, observed from a window, a silent witness to the passage of time beyond the walls of servitude. Through these subdued lives, a layer of society perseveres with steady strength, a silent current beneath the more visible tides of power. Contrasting lives, rural versus urban experiences. Imagine a quiet morning in the countryside, where soft light bathes rolling hills, dotted with olive trees and modest farmsteads. The air carries the gentle scent of wildflowers, fresh grass, and damp earth warmed by the sun. In these rural landscapes, life moves with a slow, steady rhythm, tending to fields, caring for livestock, and preparing simple meals. Farmers rise early to work under the soft glow of dawn, their hands familiar with the textures of soil and plant. The steady sounds of nature, birdsong, rustling leaves, and distant flowing streams form a gentle backdrop to daily tasks. In contrast, the city awakens with a different pulse. The murmur of market voices, the clang of artisan tools, and the measured footsteps on stone streets. Urban life offers variety and connection, a tapestry woven from diverse trades, ideas, and social interactions. Imagine walking through narrow alleys where shopkeepers display colorful wares and citizens gather in shaded squares. Despite these differences, both worlds share a quiet resilience, shaped by the steady rhythms of human endeavor and community. Each environment nurtures its inhabitants in distinct ways. The countryside with its closeness to nature, the city with its vibrant social fabric. Together, they form complementary threads in the fabric of Greek life. As day turns to evening, both rural and urban dwellers settle into restful calm, the soft cadence of life continuing beneath the stars. The rise of Pericles, Athens' steady leader. Imagine the gentle bustle of Athens in the early 5th century BCE, a city slowly rising to prominence under the steady hand of one man, Pericles. The air is soft with the scent of olive groves and the distant saltiness of the sea, blending with the warm glow of morning light on marble temples. Pericles, a thoughtful and measured figure, moves quietly through the city's heart, his presence felt not in loud proclamations, but in calm, deliberate action. He is a patron of the arts, a promoter of democracy, and a leader whose vision shapes Athens' golden age. Imagine him walking along the agora's shaded colonnades, discussing policy with advisors in voices low and steady. Under his guidance, Athens embarks on grand building projects, the Parthenon rising slowly, its columns a testament to patience and vision. Pericles encourages citizens to participate in civic life with gentle insistence, nurturing a spirit of shared responsibility. His leadership balances ambition with prudence, seeking to strengthen Athens not through rash conquest, but through culture, diplomacy, and steady growth. Imagine evenings where he listens thoughtfully to poets and philosophers, weaving their insights into his plans for the city. Though challenges loom on the horizon, Pericles remains a calming presence, a steady hand guiding Athens through uncertain times. His era, marked by quiet strength and measured progress, lays the foundation for the stories to come, its surface reflecting the soft hues of dawn. Beneath this tranquil expanse, tensions slowly rise, like a gentle swell beneath the waves. Years of rivalry and mistrust between Athens and Sparta, once manageable, begin to shift toward open conflict. Small skirmishes along borders, quiet diplomatic exchanges with measured words. These early signs mark a change in the rhythm of life. Imagine city leaders meeting in shadowed chambers, their conversations low and deliberate, weighing the consequences of escalating disputes. The steady pulse of daily life is interrupted as citizens prepare for uncertainty with quiet resolve. Athens, with its powerful navy, strengthens its defenses and readies fleets with careful precision. Sparta, famed for its disciplined warriors, calls its citizens to training with calm urgency. The war's outbreak is not sudden, but unfolds like a slow-moving tide, inevitable yet measured in its advance. Communities adjust to the shifting landscape, balancing fear with determination, hope with realism. Amid this growing tension, the cities maintain their cultural rituals and daily routines, anchoring themselves in familiar rhythms. The Peloponnesian War begins not with a storm, but a gradual, steady unfolding, a transformation of peace into prolonged struggle. The plague and its toll on Athens. Imagine the city of Athens under a soft, gray sky, the usual warmth of the sun softened by clouds as an invisible shadow begins to spread. The streets, once filled with the steady murmur of voices and footsteps, grow quieter as the plague moves slowly through the population. Families retreat into their homes, the faint scent of herbs and smoke lingering in rooms where care is given with quiet attentiveness. Physicians and caregivers move gently among the sick, their efforts steady, though the cause of the illness remains a mystery. The impact of the plague is felt deeply, the rhythm of daily life disrupted, the city's energy dampened, and hope tempered with concern. Imagine the subtle ways the community adapts. Neighbors offering assistance, prayers whispered at altars, and rituals performed with calm reverence. Leaders face difficult decisions with measured resolve, balancing the needs of the many while managing fear and uncertainty. Though lives are lost, the city endures with a quiet resilience, its spirit tested but not broken. The plague leaves a lasting imprint, shaping Athens' history and the unfolding course of the war. Imagine standing on the city's hills, sensing the stillness that follows, a poignant reminder of fragility amid strength. The leadership of Cleon and his strategies. Imagine the city of Athens alive with quiet determination, where voices rise softly in the assembly, and leaders seek paths through turbulent times. Among them stands Cleon, a man known for his firm resolve and pragmatic approach to the challenges facing the city. His leadership style contrasts with the measured calm of predecessors, more direct, more urgent, yet still grounded in a deep commitment to Athens. Picture him addressing crowds with steady confidence, advocating for bold actions aimed at preserving the city's strength. Cleon's strategies focus on maintaining pressure against enemies, supporting the fleet, and ensuring supplies reach the people. He balances military initiatives with attention to the city's internal needs, aware that morale and unity are as vital as tactics. Imagine the careful planning behind campaigns, where decisions are weighed in chambers bathed in soft light, voices low but purposeful. Though his approach stirs debate, Cleon's leadership represents a determined effort to navigate the storm of war with steady resolve. Under his guidance, Athens moved forward, cautious yet unyielding, adapting to the shifting tides with a focused spirit. The city's pulse quickens, not in haste, but with purposeful energy, a rhythm forged in the crucible of necessity. The Spartan king Archidamus and initial campaigns. Imagine the rugged landscapes surrounding Sparta, bathed in the soft glow of dawn, where King Archidamus moves with quiet authority. Known for his steady temperament and strategic mind, Archidamus guides Sparta's response to the growing conflict with calm determination. Picture him consulting with generals and elders beneath the shade of olive trees, their voices low and thoughtful as they plan initial campaigns. The Spartan army prepares methodically, their movements measured and disciplined, reflecting centuries of martial tradition. Imagine the slow, rhythmic march of soldiers across fields and hills, their armor catching the morning light in a muted gleam. Archidamus balances caution with resolve, seeking to apply pressure on Athens without overextending his forces. His leadership embodies a steady pulse, deliberate, unhurried, and deeply rooted in Spartan values of endurance and restraint. As campaigns unfold, the land bears quiet witness to the steady ebb and flow of armies, the distant sounds of conflict softened by distance and time. Though war surrounds them, communities strive to maintain a semblance of calm, anchored by the familiar rhythms of daily life. Through Archidamus's careful guidance, Sparta navigates the uncertain early years of the war with measured strength. The Sicilian expedition, ambition and tragedy. Imagine the quiet port of Athens, where ships rest gently in the harbor, their sails folded like quiet promises beneath a soft sky. The city's leaders, filled with cautious ambition, prepare for an expedition across the sea to distant Sicily. This campaign, whispered about in shaded halls and markets alike, holds hopes for strengthening Athens' influence. Imagine sailors moving slowly along the decks, their hands steady as they ready provisions. Olive oil, dried fish, fresh water for the long journey ahead. The fleet departs with calm determination, cutting through tranquil waters that mirror the sky's gentle hues. Yet as the expedition unfolds, challenges emerge. Unfamiliar shores, shifting alliances, and the strain of distance. The campaign's hopes gradually give way to hardship. The tide of fortune turning softly but surely against the Athenian forces. Imagine the quiet weight of loss settling over the city as news travels back, carried by steady messengers through olive groves and crowded streets. The Sicilian expedition stands as a solemn chapter, a reminder of ambition's delicate balance with caution. Its gentle unfolding shapes the course of the war, deepening its shadow over Athens. The rise of Alcibiades, charm and controversy. Imagine the city of Athens, alive with quiet energy, where a young man named Alcibiades begins to make his presence felt. His charm is subtle but undeniable, a calm confidence that draws others into his orbit without haste or force. Picture him moving gracefully through gatherings of philosophers, politicians, and soldiers alike, his words measured yet persuasive. Alcibiades embodies both ambition and complexity, his actions weaving a tapestry of loyalty and suspicion. Imagine hushed conversations in shadowed rooms, where allies and rivals alike consider his intentions with cautious curiosity. His involvement in political and military affairs shifts the city's rhythm, introducing a new and unpredictable pulse. Yet beneath the surface, Alcibiades navigates delicate alliances, balancing personal desires with the greater tides of war. The city watches quietly as his story unfolds, a blend of brilliance and controversy moving at a steady, deliberate pace. His rise shapes the unfolding chapters of conflict and diplomacy, a reminder of the fragile balance between power and consequence. The Battle of Aegospotami and the fall of Athens. Imagine the calm waters of the Hellespont, where the Athenian fleet rests in quiet formation beneath a soft, pale sky. The air is still, filled only with the gentle lapping of waves and the muted sounds of sailors moving slowly about their tasks. Across the water, Spartan forces lie in wait, their presence steady and patient like the slow turning of the seasons. The battle itself unfolds quickly, but with a weighty finality, a sudden shift in the rhythm of war that echoes deeply through the city. As news of the defeat reaches Athens, the city's atmosphere shifts, a profound stillness settling over once lively streets and marketplaces. Families gather in hushed homes, the familiar rhythms of daily life now tinged with uncertainty and sorrow. Imagine the quiet strength of the citizens as they come to terms with the war's end, their resilience tested but enduring. Though Athens' fall marks a significant turning point, the city's spirit remains a gentle undercurrent, flowing softly through history's currents. The Battle of Aegospotami closes a chapter of conflict, leaving a legacy felt in the slow, reflective calm that follows. The Peace of Nicias, a temporary respite. Imagine a quiet meeting hall where the voices of diplomats and generals are low and deliberate, their tones thoughtful rather than triumphant. After years of steady conflict, Athens and Sparta pause to breathe, and in this breath, the Peace of Nicias is born. The agreement, like a gentle rain after a long drought, offers a moment of stillness, not jubilant, but cautiously hopeful. Imagine messengers traveling slowly along dusty roads, bearing word of the treaty to city-states across Greece. Communities, weary of war's unceasing demands, exhale with quiet relief. In Athens, the docks grow calm again. Soldiers return to homes and workshops. Fields, once neglected under threat, begin to bloom once more with barley and vine. In Sparta, too, the rhythms of farming, of ritual, of quiet strength resume. Yet beneath this peaceful surface, tensions remain, not loud or visible, but present like the faint crack in a clay vessel. The Peace of Nicias, though welcomed, is delicate. Imagine two hands holding a fragile olive branch, careful not to grip too tightly, a balance that must be maintained through patience and restraint. For now, the war rests, And in this resting, the cities return briefly to the soft cadence of ordinary life. The war's end and its aftermath, a changed Greece. Imagine the city of Athens under a pale, quiet sky. Its walls still standing, but its spirit hushed. The war is over. The fires of ambition have cooled into embers, and a deep stillness settles across the land. Sparta stands as the victor. Yet even victory bears a solemn weight. The Peloponnesian War, long and unhurried in its devastation, leaves behind a landscape not scorched, but worn, like parchment softened by years of careful handling. Imagine the silent ruins of once proud cities, the echo of voices that once filled assemblies, now stilled. The people return to their lives, not with celebration, but with calm resolve, rebuilding slowly, planting again, teaching once more. The philosophers begin to speak again in shaded groves. The artisans reopen their workshops. The sea welcomes ships returning to trade. But everything is a little different. Trust moves more slowly. Alliances are more cautious. And the rhythm of life, while still present, feels more fragile, more precious. Imagine walking through an Athenian street at twilight, where lamplight flickers against stone walls, and the silence is full, not empty, with memory. The war has ended, but Greece has changed, not through sudden collapse, but through the long, soft erosion of idealism, unity, and peace. And in that stillness, something new begins to take root. A gentler time, perhaps, or the quiet waiting before another tide. And so, the long story draws to its end, not with a sudden halt, but with the slow fading of distant footsteps echoing through time. The Peloponnesian War did not end in glorious victory or dramatic collapse, but in the quiet unraveling of a world once held together by shared dreams and rivalries. The Greek world, shaped by steady conflict and unyielding pride, emerged altered, its soul tempered by loss, its vision humbled by the weight of consequence. Imagine now the hills of Attica resting beneath a moonlit sky, the flicker of hearth fires casting gentle shadows on stone walls. Somewhere, a lyre plays softly. Somewhere, a teacher recites old verses to a child whose eyes are heavy with sleep. Those cities rose and fell, and ambitions clashed like distant thunder, the deeper rhythms of life, of tending fields, honoring the gods, telling stories, and seeking wisdom, endured. History, like the war itself, is not always swift or loud. Often, it moves in soft ripples, the murmur of a name, the echo of a decision, the long silence after a speech is finished. And now, we rest in that silence. Thank you for joining me on this long, quiet journey through the unfolding of the Peloponnesian War. If you've made it this far, perhaps your eyes are already drifting closed. Or perhaps you're simply resting, letting your thoughts dissolve gently into the hush of history. Let me know, at what time were you watching this? Morning light? Midnight hours? The soft haze of a sleepy afternoon? No matter when, I'm glad we could share this slow unraveling together. This has been your narrator, Historian Couch, guiding you softly through marble streets, forgotten scrolls, and silent halls of memory. Until the next story, Historian Couch signs off.